What's up, everybody? Shifunk here with another Rockers update, and my God, was it a great week for the Rockers as they were playing against Gastonia for the record breaker. Uh, yeah, I guess you could say a record breaker because they were tied in the standings at the time, and this particular series would see who would actually be uh, top of the game when it comes to the overall standings. So. Um, the games started on Tuesday, ended on Thursday, and Tuesday's game was a little nerve wracking as Gastonia ends up winning this one 6-10. Uh, top of the second, Randy Norris makes a home run with Stuart Levy on the bases, so he gets a two-run homer. Bottom of the second, Reese Hampton makes a double with Josh Saleh scoring. Top of the third, James Owen makes a single with Johnny Fields scoring. Bottom of the fourth, Josh Saleh makes a home run with Ryan Cordell on the base, so a two-run homer there. Bottom of the fifth, Ryan Cordell makes a home run with Jason and Emmanuel on the bases, so a three-run homer there. At that time, it was 3-6. Top of the sixth, Randy Norris makes a sacrifice ball with Stuart Levy scoring. Then Jared Mitchell makes a double with Giovanni scoring. Top of the seventh, Randy Norris does a ground ball with Jay Gonzalez scoring. Bottom of the eighth. Before that it was tied 6-6. Then bottom of the eighth, Manuel Giraldo reaches a fielder's choice with Jake Scholes scoring. Then Mike Poppy grounds out with Manuel Gerardo scoring, as well as Norberto Sunisi. I think it's how to say it. Anyway, and then Ryan Cordell walks with Mike Poppy scoring, and that allows them to get four with a total of 10. So it was 10-6 just in game one. Now, in a way, that broke the tie, but it was all about the series overall of who really stays in the lead. So here's game number two. Game number two, I actually went to. And my God, was that the most crazy game I've ever attended in any baseball I've ever seen. So I've got some footage from that game, or at least from their YouTube, but I know exactly what happens. But we'll get there when we get there. So top of the second, JR makes a home run with Giuliano on the with Stuart Levy and Giuliano on the bases. So it's a three-run homer for JR. So top of the third, Michael Giuliano makes a single with Jay Gonzalez scoring. Then JR hits a double play with why does it show somebody scoring on that one? I don't know why that one shows that it was a score. Nobody, well, somebody scored on that one. It doesn't mention who was scored on that particular one. Anyway, so top of the third, Michael Klinsky makes a double with Reese Hampton scoring. Then Jason Rogers reaches a throwing error with Michael Klinsky scoring. Top of the fifth, Stuart Levy grounds out with a Giovanni scoring. And then bottom of the fifth, Michael Klinsky sacrifices a ball with Boog Powell scoring. Bottom of the sixth, Jake Skoll makes a sacrifice fly with Will Johnson scoring. Then Boog makes a triple with Ryan Cordell and Escobar scoring. So this is close to where it gets crazy. Bottom of the seventh, Michael Klinsky makes a home run. Not a big deal. Here it is. Top of the eighth. Stephen Cardullo singles a soft line drive into center field with JR scoring. Then Adam Taylor singles a ground ball. The shortstop, let's see, single is a ground ball with Jared Mitchell scoring and Cardillo scores as well. Nate Blankley makes a double with Jay Gonzalez scoring as well as Adam Taylor, and Michael Giuliano makes his first home run with Nate Blankley scoring as well as Stuart Levy. So we got into a tremendous lead. Now, the one thing I failed to mention was there were some bad calls in that inning alone. And we had a bunch of players being kicked out. Here's actually one of the plays that really got to the players. Let me show it to you. So the thing is, with that particular play, it was really hard to see what was going on because that was the only camera angle they had, period. Now, I was sitting near the dugout section with the guys, so we clearly saw what was going on. That guy was safe, and the umpire called him out. And that particular umpire is one of those umpires that goes back and forth to the different stadiums, or at least the Gastonia and High Point. And he's always been known to making bad calls. And Jamie, you saw him. He ran over there, and he was like, y'all need to talk about it. So they started talking about it, and all three powers went in and started talking, and they ended up, saying, okay, that guy was definitely safe still, and Jamie had it. He got so pissed, he just started cursing them out, and he was like, okay, you're out of here. So Jamie goes back to the dugout, grabs a lot of bats, and just throws them onto the ground, and just pretty much just flicks them off. I don't think he flicked them off, but he was just cursing up a storm and just walked off finally. And people in the audience were like, go home, you suck, da 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 da. And then, like, I'm like, no, that umpire does not know how to do his job sometimes. So here we are, about a batter later, fucking Giovanni actually gets pissed off. Hold on, y'all gotta see this. Let me get the footage. Okay, so a little bit after when Jamie got kicked out, Giovanni was still pissed over the bad call that this particular umpire did on second base. So Giovanni's coming out. He's like, nah, man, you're out of here. And then, Giovanni starts getting in his face. So that's when the two umpires start coming in. There's the assistant coach that's currently on third base. He was originally on first. He's like, oh, man, what's going on now? So, yeah, Giovanni is having it with this guy. One of our players is pulling him away. And I've never seen Giovanni get so pissed before. But it's always that particular umpire who actually goes back and forth to our stadium and does, both games. He always makes bad calls. And I think Gia really had it with him. And yeah, so they got, the assistant coach has now talked to him like, okay, looks like we got to do a little, exchange now because now that Gio's out, they had to change his position. So now they end up having a new shortstop for the rest of the game. And that wasn't it. Like, not even after Gio got kicked out, one more player got just super pissed. Like, they couldn't get over that bad call, right? So then another player, which happened to be the left fielder, he goes out there and starts cussing out the umpire. So, we ended up having Jamie Keith and two players being kicked out of the game all because of one play. And, me, as an average, I love the Rockers and everything, but, I understand the rules are in the way, and, I pay attention to detail, and that guy was clearly safe. He was safe by a mile, and they still called him out, and that was the biggest bullshit play I've ever seen. But they ended up getting a bunch of scoring, anyway, to catch up, and I'm not even done. So top of the ninth, Jane Gonzalez gets a ground out with Jared Mitchell scoring, and then Ryan Chafee grounds out with Stephen Cardullo scoring. So that makes it currently 16-7. Bottom of the ninth, Ryan Cordell makes a two-run homer of Jason Rogers on the bases, and then Armando Escobar singles with Jake Scully scoring, and it wasn't enough for them to obviously catch up. So the final score was 16-10. 16-10, guys. I've seen high score games before, but I never saw one in person. And being as crazy as that game was with all the stuff going on, my God, it was just so fun to watch. So last night's game was game number 3, and this one definitely would see who would win the series overall. And the Rockers did show that they are the top team. And check this, guys. Giovanni Alfonso makes his first home run. So yeah, that was Giovanni's first home run of the season. He's been about a home run literally all season until just last night, and that was the first inning too, and very impressive. It was a two-run homer. Congrats, Gio, on your first home run, man. That was awesome. So that makes it 3-0 so far, and then Johnny Fields makes a double home run double with JR on the base. So we end up getting 5 just in the second inning alone. Sorry, that was the second inning, not the first inning. Top of the third, James McOwen makes a home run with Stephen Cardillo. So another double home run. Then JR makes a home run top of the fourth. Then bottom of the fifth, Reese Hampton makes a home run. So that gives at least the Gastonia at least one on the board. Then Jason Rogers makes a double home run with Boog Powell on the base. So that's 9-3 at that time. Top of the seventh, Adam Taylor makes a home run, makes it 10-3. Bottom of the seventh, Manuel Garado or Harado, anyway, makes a fielder's choice with Reese Hampton scoring. Bottom to eighth, Josh Sade makes a home run with Jason Rogers and Michael Aklinski scoring. Then Manuel Garado reaches a throwing error with Reese Hampton scoring. So that makes it a very close 10-8. Then bottom to ninth, Will Johnson makes a single with Jason Rogers scoring, and that was 10-9. And they ended up getting 2 men on the base with one guy on third, and they actually were able to get him out. And my God, that was a close game. The Rockers win it. We are now currently number 1 in the standings, with our standings being 44-36. That is actually the highest standings overall in the league. So yeah, it's great that we actually made it number 1 overall. This is great. Honey Hunters are now 39-39. So yeah, they're obviously behind now. When it comes to at least the wins part. So yeah, congrats Rockers for making it number 1. So this weekend we're going to be playing Long Island for 3 days, and then we're off on Monday. Then Gastonia comes into town for 3 games, starting next Tuesday, and then the weekend we're heading to West Virginia for 4 games. They actually play September 6th, which is usually a day off. Um, Looks like that's the only other day of the whole season where they play on a Monday. At least 4 games in a row. Um, After they play West Virginia on the 7th of September, they're playing Gastonia at home, and then West Virginia comes back for that weekend. So that's the schedule for the next about week and a half. So, man, I'm just too excited, man. We got to keep on sweeping the floor. That's right, guys. Let's do this. Let's make it to the playoffs. Anyway, that's it for this recording. I thank you for watching. This is She Funk signing off, and rock on, rockers.